Welcome back. It's a Tech Tuesday on Power Lunch South Africa today. And this time of the year, many are still rushing to apply and finalize their enrollment in tertiary education. Deciding and choosing the most appropriate course to choose can be pretty daunting and can be a complex matter. Some have chosen the wrong field of study due to no passion or the industry being too flooded. But now we've got a software app that has been developed that can assist students to decide on what to register for. Joining me in the studio are the app co-founders, COO Rumbi Zau and CEO Joseph Nkonjera. Guys, thanks so much for your time. First of all, congratulations on your innovation.
Thank you.
Secondly, right, so you've developed this tool that will help young people decide what career they should follow.
Yeah.
How much of a problem, before we get into how your app actually works, how much of a problem is the confusion of young people in knowing what path to decide? What have you guys seen on the ground? Let's begin with you.
Okay. First of all, we've worked in various institutions in terms of higher education. And the biggest problem is a lot of students come to institutions with just their matric result or first term, second term, third term results, and they say, I don't know what to study, help me out. And with the tools that you're given, it's a matter of looking at the subjects that they're taking, finding out what the parents do, what they are interested in, and then you pretty much narrow it down to qualifications that that specific institution offers, you know? So you're still restricting the individual, and that's where this whole thing came into play. And if you also look at the dropout rates in a lot of the universities, higher tertiaries, and a lot of it is due to lack of information, you know, lack of how to actually do things properly. So a lot of students also rely on word of mouth in terms of what qualifications can bring me the most of money, and then they go, you know, down that route. You also have parents as well that pressure students in terms of, okay, I studied something specific, you should too. Yeah, the money thing seems to be a big problem, because if you are just looking at a qualification that's going to bring you in a lot of money, is it really for you? This is something that you're going to do for a very long time of your life.
For sure.
Yeah, are you really going to be happy?
Because I hear you. I mean, having been in university, let me not reveal my age.
Don't reveal your age.
Let me not reveal my age, but there's a trend whereby in first year, you either drop out or you start again completely in terms of choosing the career that or the qualification that you want. And you can imagine how much of money this costs parents who are still trying to fight for, you know, free higher education for all. But exactly how does this work now? So I download this app, and how will this app understand my strengths and guide me towards what job I should be going for?
Okay, so the first step is you go on the website. We're actually still working on it as a website, because we also constantly getting feedback from our users so that we understand how can we improve it. So you go on the website app and you register your details. So on the registration process, you mention what qualification you're interested in. We give you more than one option to select, and which province you'd like to study in, what your budget is for the studies, what your parents' budget is. Are you looking to pay monthly? Are you looking to settle the full fees, and so on? So that gives us a proper, detailed biography of you as an individual. Then we are able to then source institutions that offer what you want to study in the province that you want to study within your budget. And with the bursary facility we have on the website, you're also able to then access bursaries if your budget is too low for your tertiary studies. So that's where we start with the registration process. And then additional to that, we also offer the option to take a career assessment. Now, the career assessment measures your interest versus your aptitude. So you already, by the time you complete the assessment and you get your feedback that you get through a live video chat with the psychometrist, it already the psychometrist will let you know what are the career paths that stood out the most in your assessment, and what career paths you should be looking at as an individual. It doesn't tell you to stay in that lane, but it says these are your strengths, these are your weaknesses, and when you make a decision based on that, then it's now in your hands as an individual, but at least it highlights where you would excel in.
Okay, so this app has got quite a number of functions. So first of all, you connect students to sort of the right institutions based on location and based on their budget. You assess their careers. I see, or what career they would likely be best in. But I see you also connect young people with potential employers. Tell me about that.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, so
the operations lady, yes.
So we also offer learnership assessments. So what we do is we work with companies specifically that have learnership facilities. So then organizations will say we've got, for example, 200 students that have applied for learnership with us. And these students, we don't know how to narrow them down because there has been a lot of cases with companies, this is from our experience with organizations, where they state that they just offer learnerships and people don't show up, but they still want to receive a stipend. And that starts from, are they even interested or are they even meant for the job?
Right.
So that's how we then link them, because then we offer that assessment to give the right fit for the company. The student and the company should be a good marriage. So then that's how we then step in and we offer the assessments, and it's very convenient for the organization because then they can easily then say, okay, from the results we have, these are the people that we need because of emotional intelligence, how they communicate in the workplace, and things like that. So the assessment then measures all those areas.
How do you guys make money out of this?
Well, we've got various means. The first one is obviously the assessment, so it just depends who's taking the assessment. So if it is someone in junior high school, junior schooling, or let's call it high school, they would take an MCM, for instance, Career Matrix Assessment, which then lets them know, for instance, which subjects to be taking for grade 10, and then thereafter which career they should be focusing on after grade 12. So we make money from the assessments. We also sell data to institutions, so we also get to make money off of that. And there's also other angles that we're looking at for future sake.
And just a quick one, the cost for the user?
So we have different costs for the assessments, for the subject choice and career parts. It starts from 480 Rand. And then you have an option to take it as a combination, or you've got different options that you can take. And then for the companies, the learnership and recruitment assessments start from 250 Rand per person.
All right, guys, thanks so much for your time. I mean, it's so great to be with innovators in this time. That wraps up the conversation with the founders of UApp, and that is a tool that will help young people better decide what they want to do in varsity. Right, let's go to a short...